Hey there, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever you're watching this from. And this is going to be a small talk on consistency. So, yeah, the reason why I wanted to do this talk is because I feel like it's a thing that we all go through, trying to be consistent with our day to day lives, trying to be consistent with a lot of aspects, be it the job you pursue, the craft that you're working on, your side hustle, or it can be just in terms of your health, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Just being consistent with taking care of yourself, uh, making sure you get enough exercise, making sure you're physically fit, you're mentally fit, you're emotionally stable, and spiritually strong as well. You know, engaging in activities that help with that as well. So yeah, I feel like in terms of being consistent, it's difficult. I'm not gonna lie, because you're gonna be doing it every single day. You're gonna have to do it every single day. That's the point of being consistent, right? You can't miss a day. You have to go on with your plans, pursue it with full energy, full force, and go full throttle every single day. And that in and of itself can wear you out, and it can lead to burnout in most cases, which is why I'd recommend also just being smart as well as being consistent, because you have to you have to know when your body or when your mind or when you know your mind or your body needs rest, because of course you can't keep going 100% every single day if your body isn't in the right shape uh, in terms of its health, and if your mind is not in the right space where you can focus, where you can give it your all, your full concentration, and you're determined to get things done in the most efficient way that you can see possible. Now, uh, that's the hardest part, this once again finding the balance between that. And I feel like it should be a bit of both, you know. You can make a checklist if you have to be consistent. That helps me. It's more of a mental checklist, which is why I tend to forget sometimes, because I am forgetful. It's like I have, these short-term memory losses, like Dory from Finding Nemo. Sometimes I might have all these stuff that I need to do for the day planted in my mind already in the morning, and then I don't know, just like going on with how the day goes, going with the flow, and then all of a sudden I miss something, or I miss two things, and then I try to make up for it late at night, which then gets me to, stay up and cram it, be it until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And so, yeah, or maybe some things, interfere with the plans that I have for the day, or with my agenda, with my schedule, and then I have to push that to the side first and attend to whatever, I gotta do at the moment, and then go back to it later on, which brings into another factor or another aspect that you need to consider when trying to be consistent is the time. It takes a lot of time to do the things you want to do, or to do the things that you have to do. You can't rush everything and then, just move on to the next thing. Like I said, it goes back to the previous topic or the previous talk that I did as well, which is, uh, doing it one day at a time, one task at a time. And sometimes you're not going to be able to necessarily fit everything you need to do in a day. So I guess the most important thing is planning. If you want to be consistent, you just got to plan your day out every single day. Now that can be tedious, that can be a headache sometimes, because of course, as I mentioned, there are going to be some things that interfere with your plans. There are going to be some things that you're going to have to move aside from your schedule to make room for other things that need are more urgent and are more important. And you need to distinguish that. And it's okay, because I mean, the thing about being consistent in whatever way, shape, or form is that you're being productive with your day. You're being, you're working towards it, even if it's just for a little bit. So I would say that it it isn't anything to be discouraged about if you weren't able to give your full time to that thing for one single day. But so long as you touched on it, or so long as you've worked on it for a little while, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, even if you even if you manage to work on it for an hour, just an hour, it's worth it. It's good at least. Because you put in that hour when you put in that hour among your 24 hours in the day to work on that specific thing or to be, to learn from the past things that you've learned in that specific field that you're going through. Or even if it's in terms of your health, at least if you took like 15 minutes, 30 minutes of meditation or prayer, if you talk to yourself or dealt with your emotions internally and figure things out and find some clarity towards that, then that's good as well, even if it's just for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes as well. So it's all about just giving time, planning it, and strategizing your day out to make it sure that you get everything done, or at least touch on a few things that needed to be worked on for the day. We won't have all the time in the world, so, and we'll never have all the time in the world. you know Time goes by like this. It goes by with a snap of fingers. You could be doing one thing, or you could be occupied with another thing, and then next thing you know, it's already the end of the day. It can go by like that. And that's why it's hard. That's why it's difficult to be doing the same thing that you're doing every single day, learning to improve on it, becoming better at it, becoming better yourself in terms of your personality, in terms of your behavior, in terms of your health, in terms of your mindset, your emotional state, your spiritual life. It's really difficult because we have our own priorities, we have our own emergencies to attend to, we have jobs that we do on a day-to-day basis, so that also takes the majority of our time away. But don't let it discourage you. Because at the end of the day, you need to count your blessings, right? You need to count your wins. You need to count those small wins. And the main thing about doing it every day is just simply not giving up. No matter how bad it gets, no matter how uh, no matter how small the contribution you did towards that certain thing, that's more than enough. Because sometimes there are cases where we don't even touch on it at all. We don't even, you know, pursue that plan at all for the day because we're so packed up, we're so busy. So if you are able to at least squeeze a little bit of time to aid in whatever it is that you're pursuing, your job, your personal health, your personal relationships, your bonds, having conversations with your loved ones, checking up on them, just improving every single day in every single aspect, even if it's not everything, and even if it's not for like a tremendous amount of time, that's more than enough. Yeah, and the main thing about being consistent is to keep on going. That's what everybody says when you tell them that you're pursuing something, when you tell them that you're having a passion for this thing, or you're going through a rough time but you're trying to work through it. What they always say is just keep on going and don't give up, because that's what it takes to make it work. That's what it takes to thrive, to succeed in whatever sense or shape or form which you view success to be. It's to never give up. you know and yeah, just in terms of what helps me uh, be consistent, and what helps with me doing it every single day, even though there are days where I feel down, there are days where I feel discouraged and I don't want to, or I don't see the results, is that it's to remember what you're doing it for in the first place, why you started it out. Never lose sight of why you started this thing in the first place, because that in and of itself is the reason that will propel you to continue on, even though you've hit those droughts, you've hit those downfalls, you've hit those low points. Because you're not gonna be having that thing that you're longing for, the thing that you're striving for, the thing that your end goal is, immediately. It's gonna take time. Nobody, even the people who had the opportunity, nobody is an overnight success. That just does not happen. Maybe it's rare, like for 0.001%, but for a majority of the world, it isn't. It really takes time, it really takes dedication. And so long as you don't give up and you keep going, that's it. I like to end the talk on this quote. That I've heard from a TikTok. It's about the gym coach teaching or giving a pep talk to his players. I think it was a rugby team or a American football team. They're one and the same, so I don't know why I categorize them as two different things. But yeah, it was a video actually on YouTube that I saw before. It was coach saying that, you know, life isn't fair, man. Even if there are sometimes even the people who don't try win and succeed, and the people who do try and give it their all fail. Life isn't fair. you know, Even if they don't outwork you, even if they have they just have luck, which plays a part in that. But so you cannot guarantee winning, you cannot guarantee succeeding by being consistent. There's a chance that you might fail. There's a chance that we might fail, I might fail. None of it works out. But being consistent leaves that small room, that 1%, that 5% chance of you making it. But not being consistent 100% guarantees you failure. So yeah, I just like to end that talk and end the talk with that. Hope you have a great day, guys, and hope you took something away from this. Whatever it is that you're pursuing, be it relationships, personal development, your craft, your passion, your job, or just living life to the fullest and growing as a wonderful human being, or the human being that you were meant to be. Keep going. Don't give up. Because at the end of the day, we're only here to grow. We're only here to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. You're not in competition with anybody but yourself. So yeah, and if you look back every now and then, you see that you've come so far. And if you've seen the progress that you made so far, why stop now? You got to keep going to see what it is that you become, the wonderful human being that you were meant to be at the end of the road. And I believe that when you're at that end of the road and you see that journey that you went through, and you're having flashbacks of your life, I feel like that's a really good story that you'll definitely want to look back on. So yeah, hope you have a great day, guys. Take care.